Welcome back to Business Live. To other stories now. Earlier this week, there were media reports of a looming ban on Ghana's pepper to the European Union market. The report suggested that the commodity was in danger of being blacklisted over questions of quality. It's been less than 12 months after the ban on export of 5 vegetable crops to the EU market was lifted. So how concerned should we be as a nation that exports about 24,000 tons of pepper into the EU market annually? Joining me in studio is to explore some concern on this is Prudence Atipo, Deputy Director, Head of Plant Quarantine Division of Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. That's quite a mouthful, sir. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so how true is the report that we are likely to be banned from exporting pepper onto the EU market?
I emphatically say that it's not true that we have a looming ban on pepper export to the European market. And I wish to take this opportunity to allay the fears of farmers and exporters that it's not true, or the issue is not true.
Why do you say it's not true? Because there should be some concerns out there to be able to have a report that suggests that there is a looming danger. Or personally, let's see, how much pepper are we exporting into the international market first before we tackle that?
Okay, let me say that the EU is concerned about issues of pest interceptions. And in August, on pepper alone, we only had 1 interception.
Is it locally or internationally?
That is internationally.
Internationally.
Yes, they only intercepted only 1 insect, which is the Tomatotobia liquidata, which is the false codling moth, which they intercepted on pepper. Now, in September, this rose sharply to 10, and that is where we had an alert from the EU. And this alert is only an indication telling member countries that you have to do something about your export. That is how come some people think that there is a looming ban on pepper.
So it's not true. How are we faring in terms of exportation of our vegetables into the EU market? Bearing in mind that we were banned for similar concerns, quality was an issue for us. So how have we been able to increase exportation after the ban was lifted?
We have not been able to increase the exportation of the quantities yet, because farmers are yet to grasp with the protocols we have given them to follow.
And what are some of the protocols?
The protocols are that they are supposed to make sure that they go through farm sanitation very well. They go through good agricultural practices. At any point, some point in time, they are supposed to set traps for the particular pest in question for each of the products on the farms. And if they follow these roadmaps very well, the pest incidence of pests will reduce on the crops.
There should be monitoring to be able to ensure that we control this. Are we doing the monitoring well? We
have given the farmers enough education on what to do. We've given them 3-pronged things they are supposed to do. That is, the first one is about that is prevention. The second is about monitoring, and the third is to act. Prevention talks about making sure that the farm sanitation is well kept. And then for monitoring, you have to visit the farm, because it's an investment you have made. You have to visit the farm daily to make sure that things are going on well in the farm. There are no pest infestation, there are no diseases on your crops. And then if you see anything, you need to act immediately.
All right, before I let you go quickly, 30 seconds, there have been concerns about standards with our vegetables, issue with the irrigation system. People are using dirty water, chemicals in the production of these crops. Are you concerned about it? Have you done anything about that?
Yeah, we are concerned about that, because what we've introduced the farmers are to use biorational insecticides. These biorational insecticides are insecticides made from locally, that is from plants and plant products. These are not harmful to human health, and that is what they are using. Apart from that, they are also using biological insects to control some of the insects that are attacking the plants.
All right. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time, but we'll definitely invite you back for a conversation on this.